Hi guys, my name is NYONG'O and I'm super excited to be on the official African premiere of the Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Well, it's good that we're seeing Hollywood standard of premiere, and Wakanda is here, so I'm sure this sets the bar.
No, I haven't seen it just yet, but I'm going to see it tonight. The trailer was amazing, and I'm really looking forward to watching it tonight.
I think this is fantastic. I mean, me being here experiencing this, I feel like, Disney have actually put a lot of effort into this, and this shows you that the world is paying attention to Nigeria, and there's so much more to come out of Africa. So this is the beginning of a new frontier, and I look forward to many more of these sorts of premieres.
They outdid themselves in the part 1. I don't know what they're about to do in part 2, so I'm just excited like everybody else to see how it goes. Fingers crossed it's going to be much more than we think it will be.
All the time we do fantasy, but almost all the fantasy that you see out there on the net is Gothic and European. Wakanda provides an environment for us to imagine a fictitious Africa that is above.
I think it will really just heighten the need for us to tell our own stories, our African stories, and I think that we're going to see more content coming from Africa that is going to the world.
Oh, I think it's very important to tell stories of when people, young people can see people from Africa as heroes. It gives them a different upbringing, and I think it's super exciting to see that.
I think it's going to be huge. I think it's going to spin a franchise. I think a lot of films will come out of this. A lot of collaborations will come out of it, and I think it's a very good time. We're in a very good time right now.
Yes, the process of recovery was one that was really spiritual. I had to really trust in God to heal my body in time for me to get back on set with my cast and crew to be sharp again. It was really tough, but you know what? God always gets the glory. He always comes out shining on the other end of adversity. So I was able to overcome, and I brought you this film with my team, and we're so proud.
I never say never. I mean, we keep pushing the envelope, keep hoping that we'll get there soon. Just like the first one, it makes everybody want to step up. So we all are stepping up.
And there's strength in many parts of you, even the vulnerable parts. So we have to also embrace that. Otherwise, we're being something that people tell us to be. But when do we just be our full selves and go through hard things and show it? And so that's also liberating, not just our strength.
Anything still today is a challenge, especially for any minority in what we would call the United States, to get something done. And the fact that this was able to be accomplished and funded and made and turned into such an amazing big movie is great.
I want to see the twist, because Chadwick is not on this one, so I want to see how I just want to go there to see it. I want to laugh, I want to cry, I want to have that black oneness and everything. So yeah,
there's a lot of focus on Africa, especially Nollywood right now in the media space. So having the premiere here, it makes a lot of sense, and I think it's just going to elevate the industry even more than it is right now. So I think it's exciting. It's good.
I'm expecting this to be bigger in Africa because this is where it's based. This is where it comes from. And I can't imagine a better place to see it. I couldn't enjoy it more. It certainly belongs to be seen here as opposed to somewhere else.
They've had premieres around the world. They had the premiere for the UK in London. They're having the premiere for Africa in Nigeria. It's big. It's still big. It's big for us. It's big for Nollywood.
I think it tells a story, a very strong and powerful story, and I think that's what African cinema, that's what we're doing now. We're telling our own stories. Yeah.
The most important thing is that this movie put us on the map globally. You know what I'm saying? The first part made Africans more acceptable to the world. After Black Panther 1, it was like a revolution. It's one of the highest grossing movies here, even in Lagos, even in Nigeria. Everybody wanted to speak like us. Everyone wanted to act like us, act African, wear the outfits. You saw all the beautiful outfits that they put on display. And they did their homework. They got it right,
I think you see both. You see innovative fighting and traditional style of fighting in the film. But overall, I'm really excited for folks to see it. We worked really hard on the stunts. Yes. And a lot of really innovative fight choreography. Yes. A lot of things with water that haven't really been done before.
Well, I love all the characters on this particular one because yes, and I look forward to everything they're bringing to us because I know it will be magical. So yes.
To be honest, I didn't think that there was going to be a sequel. Without Chadwick, you know, it's hard to imagine. I mean, he's the lead character, he's the one we fell in love with, but it's here and it's happening, so I'm sort of anxious to see the angle they went with this.
It took sometimes a couple months to get yourself back into shape, but everything was kind of in hyperspeed because we had to change the script, and the script was always evolving and the story was changing because it was a complete different story before he passed. And we were maybe a couple weeks away from shooting in the first place when he passed. So everything had to change, and we had to kind of roll with that while grieving and figuring it out. So I would say, you know, protecting yourself was far more than a physical thing. It was making sure that the internal matched what was going on as well.
Feel that Chadwick's sister, Letitia's character, you know, we're a lot more stronger now. So yeah, I'm just curious to know what they've made out of her character. And then even from the trailer, from the poster, you can see like she's like in front. So yeah.
I sense that it would be Layla's character fighting for the throne with Michael B. Jordan. I'm not sure what angle it's going, but you know, feels really interesting, and I just want to see it.
It's the first time any major movie is being premiered in Nigeria or in Lagos, so it sets a precedent for greater things to happen. I mean, the soundtrack is all Nigerian artists, so yeah.
You know, part of it by just being here at the event, the music and the soundtrack is just it makes your hair stand on your body. Right? You know,
it continues to motivate and inspire. Yes, it's fictional, but this is what we love about it, you know.
I don't know what the storyline is. They didn't give out too much or give off too much. But part one did a great job, like I said. Africa, the way we speak, the way we behave, the way we act, the way, you know, family values of the regular African, and our costumes, they did good. So I can only expect that they'll do better with part two.
So obviously everybody knows that T'Challa is gone. God bless his soul. Now we see a lot of the women.
We've seen the first film, you know, totally shatter box office records. We expect this one to be a different film entirely and to be like really a great tribute to a wonderful legend that is Chadwick Boseman, to depict black excellence. That's what we're expecting. I'm expecting just the best from the actors, from the special effects, from the cinematography. I'm expecting we black people to be proud once again that we can do great work.
I'm very excited just from this. I'm excited to see what we're going to watch. Already I'm waiting to see Lupita.
Basically established without him was extremely emotionally challenging, but we had each other and we leaned on each other, we supported each other, and that's what made this possible.
So are we seeing you anytime soon in Nigeria?
What?
Are we seeing you anytime soon
in a Nigerian movie? Send me a script.
I think that was something I also did in collaboration with my partner there, NYONG'O, who's our composer. Composed the first film, composed this one. I've only worked with him. And we had a lot of conversation about what styles of music, but also we wanted artists that were kind of up and coming, you know what I mean, to balance out the artists that we had already made it, artists like Burna Boy and Rihanna, you know, and Future. So we wanted to find that kind of talent that was next up. You know, we were listening to a lot of Tim's on set and working out, you know, working out things on the film. So it made sense to go to her first. So we sat down and made No Woman No Cry together. And also worked on the song that Rihanna would eventually end up doing. You know, so that worked out really well for us. And then we worked with some South African artists that do piano music and a lot of Afrobeats artists, tons of them. So really happy how that came out.
It touched everything inside of me. You know, I was born in America, lived there till I was like 5 or so, went to Zimbabwe right through high school, came back to the U.S. and always couldn't believe how the U.S. did not see us, did not reflect our complexity, our modernity. There was this very stereotypical way we were perceived. Drove me crazy. I started to write plays that showed us in our own light. LETITIA and LUPITA have been in my plays. And like, you know, it was very much about, we've got to tell our own stories. We've got to get our own perspective out there. It drove me crazy. It literally did.
Oh man, it taught me the beauty of my heritage. It literally inspired me to go deeper to find out who am I and where am I from. And it also taught me about the celebration that we need to do as the diaspora. that we need to celebrate the different countries that we're from, languages, just the beauty of who we are, and that's really inspired me.
Oh, it makes me feel great. I feel like what we're doing here tonight is a really beautiful step forward for what should be our present reality. You know, I think there's a lot of false narratives around bringing movies to the continent. False narratives of African people and black people not supporting and spending and not being ready. No, it needs to be known that especially Nigeria is a movie town. Nollywood is big here. Nollywood is like one of the biggest movie industries in the entire world. It's a movie town. And all across the continent are movie lovers who love movies and make things work. So we're very excited to really make this one of the stops in a future, press tour for all movies. I really believe all movies need to come to Africa. All movies need an African premiere and multiple African premieres.
This is celebration. This is the world seeing the African culture and tradition from what it was like and what is going to be, So yeah, it makes us like, yeah, we're Africans, Ahu, Wakanda forever.